What's going on, guys? Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I'm JayeDeBlack. I want to talk about Anthony Edwards' baby mama. She has released an Instagram statement about what happened in court, where the judge dropped the hammer on her and decreased her child support from $5,000 to $3,000. We're gonna get into this because she's hurt. She's hurting and she's shaming. This long message, and I want y'all to see this. She put out this long message that is to garner sympathy, but it's very hard to garner sympathy for someone who is almost 40, had a fling with a young, probably at the time, how old was he? 22? Anthony Edwards. It's hard to feel any sympathy for her when she knowingly got into a fling with a young 20-something-year-old NBA player who was already dating somebody else, because the woman that he just married, and by the way, I will link in the description box my previous video on him getting married. Check out that commentary. He was already in a relationship, but her deciding to link up with him anyway says a whole lot about her. And while her trying to play the morality card just isn't gonna hit. It really isn't. I don't know why these women make these decisions, these mistakes, and then they proceed to want to shame people for calling them out. You're a grown woman. You're almost 40. You were already a single mother of a child by a rapper. And then you thought you hit the jackpot when you got this young NBA player. You got pregnant by him. Why didn't you take contraceptives? Why didn't you ask him to wear protection? Did you tell him you're allergic to condoms? Is that why he didn't wear one? It's absolutely ridiculous how these women get pregnant and then they want to pass off the blame on the man. I mean, this message that she wrote is absolutely ridiculous. It lacks accountability. Is woe is me. I can't believe these men are not taking care of their children. Where you're almost 40. Okay? You're almost 40. You're a single mother. And you need to be responsible with your body, because remember, is your body your choice, right? So why did you choose to have unprotected relations with a man who was already in a relationship with somebody else? See, choices. And you can't say you didn't know, because he had been dating Shannon Jackson since 2000, I believe. So, no, yes, not 2000, excuse me, 2022. They've been dating since 2022. So you want to act like it's systematic of these men, these celebrity men not taking care of their kids. Where is the accountability? Where is the, you know what, I shouldn't have gotten with this person. We weren't in a relationship. Now she's talking about rumors and narratives. The only narrative I see is of a woman who thought she was going to get a bag and she was going to live off somebody's money. Anthony Edwards fought back. And she didn't expect him to. She probably thought he was a young, dumb athlete that would just give her what she wanted if she applied enough public pressure. From what I've seen of Anthony Edwards, he's just a different type of guy. Anthony Edwards is a different type of guy. I don't think he's going to give in to the pressure, and he didn't. He got him a good legal team, which was probably provided to him by the team, and they went on the offensive. And every time you tried to go to court, not only to court, but the court of public opinion, and you tried to destroy his reputation, it always backfired, because people are sick and tired of women like y'all. We're tired of you gold diggers. We're tired of women going after athletes. Again, you're almost 40. You already have a child by another man, a rapper. Why are you getting into a fling? Why are you having a fling with a guy who already has a girlfriend? And you're having unprotected relations with them. Where is the accountability? There's no accountability. Everybody always wants to put the accountability on the man when these women become single mothers. You were already a single mother. You should have known that because you and him weren't in a relationship, you're going to have to raise that child on your own. But that didn't register with you. So let's get into what she had to say with this long statement. So y'all got to bear with me. I might flub on some words. This is what she had to say. I am fully aware of the rumors and narratives circulating online regarding my family and my child's financial future. While the intense media attention is overwhelming, the negative backlash directed at an innocent child and mother is deeply troubling. Much of what is being published by blogs, some of which have been paid to spin narratives to protect clients' reputation, is entirely false and disconnected from reality. However, whether true or false, this situation highlights a devastating cycle in our community, the normalization of absent fathers and the lack of parental accountability. Well, are you being accountable for your actions? Because it seems like the accountability is a one-way street. Tragically, our community often feeds into the negativity, inadvertently applauding behavior that keeps black children at the highest percentile of living in single-parent households. Well, whose fault is that? You heifers have flings. You have unprotected relations with these men. What do you think is going to happen? You are already a single mother. You are already a statistic. Back to the post. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, approximately 47% to 50% of black children live without a resident father. While we thrive in sports, fashion, and culture, we are failing to uphold what it truly means to be men, fathers, and providers. A mother of one of three children who have been abandoned by a celebrity athlete. Because of my platform, my story receives the most attention, but beyond the entertainment value, the clicks, the views, the painful the reality is that three children are growing up fatherless. This is not due to a lack of resources, health, or opportunity. It is a conscious choice. A man can take the jersey off his back, shoes off his feet, and to sign for fans, yet his own three children are missing that same signature on their birth certificates and have never even met him. Furthermore, the narrative labeling these mothers as gold diggers for seeking proper care is entirely false. None of the mothers filed for support initially. The father took each mother to court himself, choosing legal maneuvers over showing up for his children, effectively using the legal system to vanish from their lives. What she's saying, I would assume that, these women were okay with him just giving them money under the table, right? But he didn't want to do that. Again, they thought that because he was a young player that he was dumb, that he was naive, but he knows better. I think Anthony has some good people around him. I really do. And he did it the right way. He went to court and put himself on child support. That is what you should do. Absolutely. While the internet remains invested in rumors, these are the facts that matter. We cannot correct the cycle of absence. If we continue to excuse it, my legal team and I possess all of the facts, evidence, and documentation regarding these proceedings, and we will move forward accordingly. Rumors will not dictate the final outcome. Thank you for your time and respect for our privacy. Well, you didn't keep your privacy when you got on the internet and leaked things about him, making up things about him, right? Talking about he lived in California, that he had a bank account in California. Like, look at the lack of accountability. And then it's funny how she brought his other baby mamas into it. She tried to team up with one of his baby mamas. in court. Like, one of the baby mamas, I guess, provided some information to her that didn't work. You heifers get these BBLs. You heifers get on social media trying to be Instagram models to get the attention of these athletes, hoping that you get pregnant and that he'll take care of you forever. And that's just not the case. See, these guys are smart, and they don't want to deal with y'all like that. You see, you got to understand, this is a different day and age. These athletes, not all of them are just going to fold and give you what you want. A lot of these guys have learned. They have good legal advice that they're given, legal teams that provide it for them, because Anthony Edwards is the face of the Timberwolves. You think the Timberwolves are going to allow him to have to deal with your nonsense? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They probably the ones talked them into getting married. I think a lot of these women lack accountability because it's easy to blame others. The difficult thing to do is to hold ourselves accountable, because for so long women have been propagandized that nothing they do will ever be bad. Like, their decisions are their decisions, right? And if it doesn't go well, you can just blame somebody else. So when you grow up in a culture of non-accountability, you tend to believe that if I just pass off blame, that means I did nothing wrong. Anthony Edwards, in this situation, he handled it the proper way, the legal way. He decided to fight you in court. He didn't make posts on social media. He didn't do any of that. He handled it with his lawyers, and he has the money and resources to do it. And if you think that you're going to continue to fight him in court, he's going to be ready. Because again, this man has gotten married. He's building a fortified line around himself. He has a wife. He has the team infrastructure, and they will provide him, help provide him with everything that he needs to fight you in court. A lot of you women got to understand, this is a new day and age. These athletes are not going to pay you off. These athletes are not going to be shamed and embarrassed into just complying. They're going to fight you in court. They're going to make sure that they don't give you a dime. And a lot of these women just don't understand this. I think she truly believed that because it worked with one rapper to work with an athlete. They think that because he's young, that he's dumb and he doesn't understand the world. I think he understands money, and he understands he doesn't want to have to pay you a hefty amount of money every month just because you're his child's mother. A lot of you women made the choice to have unprotected relations with them, and I'm not going to let y'all get away with this and try to pass off accountability. You made a choice, you have to live with it. You can't keep blaming him for a choice that you made equally. He took care of his responsibility. He helped put himself on child support. He was paying you $5,000 a month. I want y'all to understand this. He was paying her $5,000 a month faithfully. And you know what this heifer did? She went to court demanding more. And because she didn't get what she wanted, now all of a sudden she's putting out long statements talking about absentee fathers. You should have known this years ago. You're almost 40. Okay? So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share. Follow me on all my social media platforms. All links are in the description box. Check out all the videos on this channel. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you on the next one.